Been no different in the opening series. Joe Paddock put his name in the record books with home runs in consecutive 1-0 victories. A week later, Andrew McCutchen delivered one of the signature moments of the first month with a dramatic walk-off homer in the 14th inning. Tonight, the rivalry continues. Game 1 of the series is next.
Friday night in the city, and it's the Giants and Dodgers, those two ancient rivals, going at it in the first of a 4-game, 3-day series. Hello, everyone. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow and Amy G. Welcome to San Francisco Giants baseball. And the Giants against the Dodgers again. By the time this weekend is over, they will play 28 games this year, and 10 of them will have been against the Dodgers. So it's going to be a very intensive Giants-Dodgers weekend. The two lefties go at it tonight, and the Giants are now with Austin Slater, who joined the ball club today, as Josh Osich was placed on the DL.
Well, and what we know about these two teams 25 games into the season is that they're very similar. If you take a look at the rankings in the three big categories with defense, with pitching, and with offense, well, defensively, the Giants rank 8th in the National League. Dodgers are 9th. If you look at pitching, the Dodgers rank 5th. The Giants rank 6th. And in hitting, well, the Dodgers are hitting 241 and the Giants are hitting 233 as a team. So what does this all mean? Well, tonight the Giants come into this game with an 11-13 record. The Dodgers are 11-12, and they have a lot in common. The one difference that really jumps off the page now, as these Giants are ready to take on these Dodgers for the next 4 games, is that the Giants have woke up offensively. They have been swinging the bat well, led by a red-hot first baseman, Brandon Belt. And it should prove to be a different type of a series than we've seen before between these two teams.
So here we go. Mac Williamson is undergoing the concussion protocol, so he will not be in the lineup tonight. Gorkis Hernandez will get the call in left field. Bruce Bochy said he's had some success in the past against Ryu, but Austin Slater is here and available when needed. So here we go. The Giants and Dodgers. We're going to have more from AT&T Park. Stay tuned, and we'll be taking you to our NBC Sports Bay Area studios for an update right after this.
or fewer 11 times since the start of last season, and in 5 of their 6 contests this season. I know they don't score a lot of runs, but to beat the Dodgers, they need to score some.
Yeah, 1 run's not going to cut it against the Dodgers unless you throw a shutout, which they did the first 2 games of the year. But you can't expect that every night out. And a couple reasons, because hitting always has a difficult time catching up to the pitching coming out of spring training. That combined with the fact that you had Dodgers pitching. You had Kershaw twice in those 2 games, who's obviously had the Giants number for a long time. You had Hill a couple times. You had Kenta Maeda, who's throwing the ball well, and you had Alex Wood. So you face pretty tough pitching. So it's difficult to score runs on those guys, but I expect a different fate tonight because this offense is heating up a little bit.
The nice thing, they don't have to face Kershaw in this series. That doesn't always happen.
No, right? Yeah, 4 games against the Dodgers and you miss Kershaw. Yeah, that never happens. So. Kershaw's faced the Giants more than any other team in his career.
Yeah, so that's pretty lucky. All right, Derek Holland, the lefty, on the hill for the San Francisco Giants. He has not gotten a lot of run support. We just said they don't score a lot of runs, but he's received only 6 runs all season.
That's in 4 starts, so it's difficult to win. But as a pitcher, all you can do is go out there and control what you can't control, and that's getting guys out and keeping your team in the game. For the most part, he's done that this year, with the exception of the last couple of games where he's given up the long ball. So for me tonight, he's got to keep the ball in the yard. He gave up 4 home runs in his past 2 starts, 3 in his last start. It's a matter of keeping the ball down, controlling the ball glove side, pitching in on right-handed hitters, and using that breaking ball in the back foot, which opens up the outside part of the plate to these Dodger hitters. So keep the ball down for Derek Holland tonight, keep the ball in the yard, keep his team in the game.
What the Giants are hoping for is that the Giants offense that showed up in games 1 and 2 versus the Nationals shows up in game 1 against the Dodgers. Forget game 3 against the Nats. So that's something we're not even
throwing that out.
We're not even talking.
It's a mulligan.
All right, more Giants baseball coming up right after this.
Missed their Giants yesterday. They had a rare day off at home, and tonight they welcome in the Los Angeles Dodgers for a 4-game series. Welcome back to our broadcast, everybody. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and It's hard to believe this is the 7th matchup already between these two clubs this season. They stand even, each with 3 wins apiece, and there have already been some heroics. Andrew McCutcheon, new to the rivalry, wasted no time making his mark. We're going to make it our Jeep play. It's brought to you by the new 2019 Jeep Cherokee back on April 7th. Giants down 5-4 in the 14th inning. McCutcheon, he became a fan favorite and hero, launching a walk-off 3-run home run off of Wilmer Font. It was his first home run as a Giant, and it was a career-high 6-hit day that broke him out of a 2-for-24 skid. Now, he told me after the game that he finally showed up, and I'd say, hey, you couldn't pick a better time to have a career day. He's in the lineup this evening. Giants and Dodgers coming your way. Derek Holland will be on the hill. Lineups, first pitch, you got John Miller and Mike Krukow all coming your way. Stay with us.
McCovey Cove, and then inside the ballpark, the Dodgers with Taylor in center, Barnes at second, Kike Hernandez at short. Matt Kemp hits cleanup in left field, and versus lefties, he's hitting .455 this year. Grandal, the catcher, Bellinger at first, the only lefty in the lineup. Puig in right, Farmer, the catcher, hitting. Well, Farmer is that's just not correct. Farmer is at third base. There we go, and Ryu is the pitcher, batting ninth. And here is Derek Holland, the Giants pitcher, and a first pitch fastball for a called strike to Chris Taylor. And we actually, it looks like we started a little bit early. Off the inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Take a look at the numbers for Derek Holland. Still looking for his first win as a Giant. 4 starts, 0-3, 22 strikeouts against 7 walks and 21 2/3. That's good stuff. He deserves a better fate. They have not scored many runs for him. Holland, 6'2", 215-pounder. He's 31 years of age in his 9th year at the big league level. And he's a 4-pitch guy. You're going to see a low 90s fastball, a curveball slider, and a very good changeup. And lifetime against these Dodgers, 0-2.
Check swing. Did he go? No. Says first base umpire. Trip Gibson on the appeal. 2-2. The umpiring alignment, Adrian Johnson behind the plate. That was Gibson over at first. Brian Gorman, the crew chief, at second. Dan Asogna umpires at third. 2-2 the count. Strike 3 called at the knees.
Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Derek Holland tonight for the Giants, starting in the outfield from left to right. It's going to be Hernandez, Jackson, and McCutchen, best arm in left field. Crawford, Longoria on the left side of the infield. Panic and Bell on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Austin Barnes now. He's the Dodgers backup catcher, but also he can play the infield. He's at second base tonight, and he takes a called strike.
You're going to see a lot of low strikes tonight with Adrian Johnson, the plate umpire. It's a tight zone early in the game. It will loosen up, but he likes the low strike.
0-2. Got the breaking ball in there, and Barnes is talking to Adrian Johnson about that call.
And I'm sure Barnes thought that was a bit low.
In right field, McCutchen, look out for that mound, and he's got it. Climbing up the backside of the bullpen mound. So Barnes fouls out to the right fielder. 2 down. That's a nice play by Andrew McCutchen.
Well, after we saw what happened to Mac Williamson and why he's not in the game tonight, we're a little fearful of fly balls that cause a corner outfielder to have to go in and take on the bullpen mounds. But Andrew McCutchen did so very gracefully. We appreciate that.
So here is Kike Hernandez. First ball swinging, and that is out of play. Off to the right. 1 strike to count. Giants infield playing him to pull all the way. There's somebody with a souvenir.
Well, he's got the 2 flap down hat going too. That was the giveaway tonight, and there's a lot of 2 flaps tonight.
And that off-speed pitch is bounced foul. So quickly 0-2. He's come out throwing strikes here tonight. 10 pitches, 8 strikes so far. A few more of those 2 flap down. I mean, they're everywhere.
They're just a good look. I'm sorry.
1-2.
And there's such a great hat for AT&T Park. Especially the last couple weeks. It's been cool.
2 down, nobody on. Second baseman Panic is almost up the middle. 2-2. Derek Holland, 31 years old, former Texas Ranger. And he's trying to beat LA to get really into this rivalry as a Giant. He's not been able to do it yet. And that one hung high and outside. Ball 3. Matt Kemp, who's been wearing out left-handers, is on deck. Kike Hernandez has always done well against lefties for that matter. Just off the inside with a fastball. So he ends up walking Hernandez, and now he'll have to face the red-hot Kemp.
Matt Kemp likes that first pitch too, especially with men on base. He's off to a great start. I mean, this is a guy that they really weren't counting on to be a starter for him. It's such a great spring and a good start. I mean, he has demanded play time by the numbers he's put up, hitting .313.
Four home runs, 12 batted in, .348 on base average. And indeed, he went after that first one. Didn't get it. 0-1.
If a guy's a first ball fastball hitter, it doesn't mean don't throw a fastball. Just don't throw it out over the plate. Take on the corner. Throw it up out of the strike zone high. Let him help you out. Let him swing at one of your locations.
Longoria to Panic for the force out on Hernandez, and the inning is over. Strong first inning there for Holland. The Giants coming up. It's 0-0. Ryu. Giants batting order now. It'll be Joe Panik at second, Andrew McCutchen in right, Buster Posey back at the plate, Evan Longoria at third, hitting cleanup. Brandon Belt at first base. In his last 7 games, 5 homers, a triple and a double, and a .385 batting average. He's been hot. Austin Jackson in center, Brandon Crawford at short, hitting 7th. Gorkis Hernandez in left, and Derek Holland, the pitcher, bats 9th.
Hyunjin Ryu will be the pitcher now for the Dodgers. 6'3", 260-pound, 31-year-old, and in his 6th year at the big league level. And you're going to see a fastball that'll flirt with 90, 88, 91, somewhere in there. But he's got a curveball slider changeup combination. His curveball's been nasty of late. He's on a great roll.
Right there in the outside corner. 0-2. Panik, 276 average, 3 home runs. Of course, he hit 2 of them. 1 in each of the first 2 games of the season in LA. And the Giants won both of those games 1-0. The only time in history that a player's ever done that to start a year in consecutive 1-0 games. That's back and out of play off to the left side.
Let's take a look at the Dodgers defensively. Starting in their outfield from left to right, it's going to be Kemp, Taylor, and Puig, the best arm in right field with Puig. Hernandez and Farmer, they'll be on the left side. Barnes and Bellinger on the right side. Yasmani Grandal, he'll be in the squad, putting down the sign.
0-2 the count. And the curveball in the dirt. Ryu, his most recent start last weekend against the Washington Nationals, went 7 shutout innings and allowed only 2 hits. And he is off to an outstanding start this year anyway. But that was his best game since probably in 4 years at least for the Dodgers. Up the first base side to Bellinger. 1 away. Ryu has a 1.99 ERA, and coming into this game, 22 2/3 innings, only 11 hits allowed, and more than a strikeout per inning, 27 strikeouts. Here's McCutchen now. One ball, no strikes.
Put a little on, take a little off. Change the movement of the fastball, inside, outside, up and down. Throw that curveball in any count. Throw that slider in any count. Throw that changeup in any count.
Dodgers have 3 infielders to the left of second. That is deep into center. Taylor back. Under it now on the warning track. Not quite. 2 down.
Ballpark tonight playing like it pretty much does most of the time here in California. A little bit of a drift out towards left and center. You don't get much help on the right side of the field, especially if you're hitting from the right side. A medium speed infield, medium speed gaps. It's a fair ballpark on the field. The fences give pitchers a slight edge.
Buster Posey. 0-1. Posey, 321 lifetime average against Ryu, 28 at bats, 9 hits, including 3 doubles and a home run. In fact, that's about what Buster's hitting against left-handed pitching for the year. He's hitting 323 with both of his home runs this year having come against lefties. Orange Friday here at AT&T Park, and if you were wondering, gee, there's a lot of orange out there, isn't there? Two balls and a strike. 2 down, nobody on. Evan Longoria is on deck. That's one of the old 2 flap down hats.
Yep. Vintage 2 flapper.
Why, that's an antique. High hop, Hernandez, and the Giants are gone in order. Quick inning for Ryu. On to the second inning. Grandal will be coming up.
We'd like to update you on Mac Williamson. The Giants announcing earlier today that they have placed Mac on concussion protocol. It is a precautionary measure. I'd like to emphasize he does not feel symptoms today, but after he had the crash into the wall last Tuesday night, he did feel lightheaded on Wednesday. So the Giants doing this as a precautionary measure. Now, Bruce Bochy saying before the game, gentlemen, he has a slew of tests to go through, medical and endurance. If he comes out of those okay, Bruce Bochy saying Mac should be back in the lineup tomorrow. So again, a precautionary measure, gentlemen.
All right, thanks, Amy. Here is Yasmani Grandal leading it off for the Dodgers. The count goes to 2-0.
Well, it is a protocol that protects the player. It is something that baseball is just not messing around with. And it's unfortunate when it happens to one of your players, but bottom line is, I mean, these guys, they're in the go mode. They want to play, and sometimes it's not in their best interest. And that's what this program is all about.
2-1 the count. And 2-2.
Well, you go back to the play on Tuesday, a fly ball at the bat of Bryce Harper. And Mac Williamson, when he came into this thing, he hit. And we thought it could have been, it could have broken his neck. I mean, if you're going to have him miss a couple games, well, yeah, that's not near as bad as what it could have been.
Shallow right. Here is McCutchen. That's all for Grandal. One away.
But I will say this. I miss him when he's not in the lineup.
He had hit 3 home runs in 5 games. In fact, he stayed in that game and hit a home run the next inning
to win the game, to break a 3-3 tie, and they won 4-3. And in that the Dodgers are here this week, and you know he wants to play, but once he passes the test, he'll be back.
Giants did bring up Austin Slater from the minor leagues. He's on the roster today. Bellinger takes a strike. They placed Josh Osich on the disabled list. Cody Bellinger, Rookie of the Year last year, set the National League record for home runs by a rookie for a single season. Holland misses 1 ball and 1 strike. It was right around this time last year that Bellinger was brought up to the big leagues, and it was while the Dodgers were here in San Francisco. Made his debut against the Giants. And a check swing. The ball is too low. He was actually brought up on April 25th as the starting left fielder here against the Giants. That is in there for a called strike 2 at 91 miles an hour. Cody Bellinger, he's still only 22 years old. Straight up stance, as you can see, and it's a full count now. Three infielders stacked up to the right side of second against this left-handed batting power hitter. Time taken. And you see how the Giants are playing it. And it's a walk.
Don't get many corners, especially early in the game with Adrian Johnson. As the game wears on, it will get a little bit better.
Yasiel Puig now. Puig off to a very slow start. He's not homered. And with only a 195 batting average on top of that. Bellinger at first. Belt on the bag with him as Holland checks him. A called strike on the inside. Arizona playing back east. The D-backs who have been so hot, and they beat Steven Strasburg in the Washington Nationals 5-4. That game all over with. They are atop the division by 4 over Colorado. Colorado playing in Miami, and they won. Strike 2 call. We're back in there again.
He's just burning the inside corner. We've seen the Giants consistent with his pitching to Puig last series. They just stay in. Cut fastball, and he's just not getting off a swing.
One out, Bellinger at first. Nothing scored.
Just
out of play.
In, and oh yeah, we're going to go in one more time. That's how they're getting after him. And I think the league has been pretty consistent in that regard, which explains his 195 batting average. He just has not been able to make the adjustment back.
Two strikes to count. Off the inside this time.
If you have a one-pitch hole where opposing pitchers can come at you in one spot with one speed and you can't make the adjustment back on it, yeah, that's a miserable life.
It's Longoria deep at third. Bellinger back to the bag. Bellinger, he's not only a young guy, he's a fast runner, but has not so much as even attempted to steal a base this year. See Panic shaded toward the middle and pulled in a little bit, as is Crawford at short, who's straight up. And Bellinger dives back to the bag this time. Dodgers have George Lombard coaching at first base with Chris Woodward, the third base coach for manager Dave Roberts. Farmer is on deck. This could be 2. Panic. 1, and he basically, I don't know he had a chance to double up Puig. He was trying to do it, stretching out to tag the bag. Puig is a very fast runner. He's safe at first.
And this is not a dirty play from Bellinger's standpoint. I mean, he's going straight to the bag. Watch the left leg of Panic. I mean, he's trying to get in position to get off a throw, and he just gets that left foot up off the ground. If that foot stays planted, he could have been injured seriously.
Farmer rips one to left field, a base hit. Hustling over to cut it off, Gorkis Hernandez. First hit of the game. Puig stops at second, and now the pitcher Ryu will come up.
Not a bad hitting pitcher. Hey, we saw him pinch hitter against the Giants earlier this year.
1 hit, 9 at bats for the year. But he is big and strong, as you can see. Pretty good rip at that one, but it's a foul out of play. Dodgers with a threat here. There goes Puig, and he steals it without a throw. Buster had the ball pop out of his glove.
Yeah, he picked a pretty good pitch to jump to get a jump on him. Ball in the dirt. 2 outs. If you're going to try and steal third, you better know you can get there, because you're already in scoring position at second.
Just off the inside.
That's the one that Holland wants. But the zone is tight. Posey trying to frame this thing in. Just missed it a little bit.
Hard to Crawford. Juggles it. But he's got a very, very, very slow runner. And still throws him out by plenty. 2 men stranded. Longoria, Belt, Austin Jackson coming up. And Tuesday, the 1st of May, the Giants will have the Say Hey 2 for Tuesday. 2 for 1 giant hot dogs at all Doggy Diner locations here at AT&T Park. That's right. 2 hot dogs for the price of 1 on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, the 1st of May. Go to sfgiants.com for tickets. Could be Andy Suarez will come up for the minors to make that start. The Giants need a starter for that game. He just happened to pitch last night. And he also happened to pitch extremely well. So, could be.
It could happen. We were very impressed with Andy Suarez.
Evan Longoria will lead off here against Ryu as we start the last half of the 2nd inning. 0-0. Curveball hangs high. 70 miles an hour. Belt is on deck. Longoria overall 222, is hitting 265 against the lefties. 3 of his 4 homers have been hit against lefties. Along the right field line, that is back in amongst the spectators.
Brought his glove. Seeing a lot of gloves in the Western Division this year. San Diego, LA.
1-2.
Good curveball right there. Longoria's been seeing the ball well, swinging the bat well. We haven't seen him take many swings like that of late. That curveball totally broke him down. Way out front.
Longoria facing Ryu for the first time right now. And a harder breaking ball, 78 miles an hour in the dirt. 2-2.
Well, you can see what Ryu's thinking. Once he had him swinging at that one pitch, you're thinking you could throw that again. Throw it down below the strike zone. Let him help you out. Chase.
Bounced that one. A changeup that bounced in front of home plate. 3-2 now. Time taken. And got right into the hands that time, and he was able to fight it off. 3-2. Longoria battling it out here with Ryu. That one is hammered into center field. Taylor still going back. Adios, Penalta! Into the center field bleachers, and the Giants have gone ahead and quieted it back for Longoria.
It's the only fastball he really saw that he could have a full extension at, and boy, did he get that one. Nothing cheap out to center field tonight. Gets down. I mean, that is out there on a tee for him. I mean, a bunch of slow stuff at him, and then to get it in 3-2 count, he challenges with a fastball, and Longoria makes him pay.
Now Brandon Belt has been hitting a lot of homers lately. 0-1. 3 infielders. Shifted around to the right side of second base. There you see it. Curveball is too high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Boy, he's just been so good at being in one piece with a swing, and you can really see that with the right hip and the right shoulder turning through the ball, allowing his hands to explode.
Along the left field line, very high in the air. Matt Kemp, no.
Love this look here, especially when it's going out to center field. No doubt about her.
.106 miles per hour, according to StatCast. 425 feet. 1-2 to Belt. Along the left field line again. This one still further foul into the crowd. 1-2. Brandon Belt, 6 home runs for the year. Longoria now second in the club with 5. Giants have hit 26 home runs as a team. This is their 25th game. And he just got a piece of that one. That's the neighborhood where that home run landed. Dodgers have Kike Hernandez at shortstop. Farmer, the third baseman, is playing second base. And it's 2-2. The second baseman, Barnes, is the one who's out there in right field. So the shortstop stays home, but the third baseman goes over to the right side.
It makes more sense. You can leave your shortstop, the guy who's got the most range on the left side of the infield, in his position. It's always made sense to me.
Strike 3 call at the knees. Ryu's first strikeout. There's Austin Jackson coming up. Curveball is low. Austin Jackson, he just has not been able to put anything together so far this year, hitting only .213. Longoria, his second home run here at AT&T Park, his new home park.
Well, you know, you hit it off a guy who hasn't been giving up any home runs. That's just the second one that Ryu's given up. But I like the fact that he's taken on the middle of the field, and when he's doing that, he is completely balanced at the plate. And that's what we saw all spring when Longoria was swinging. And he said he didn't ever really lock into a hot streak in spring, but we saw him go to right field a lot, use the whole field.
2-2.
2-1 changeup, anything at any time.
And he laid off that one in the dirt.
That's not an easy thing to do either. Ryu's breaking balls have been very good. It's reflected in his ERA that came into this game at 1.99. And he's showing you a lot of hard breaking balls. They're starting out low, then they're exploding down out of the strike zone. It's not an easy one to take.
Farmer. And that's all for Austin Jackson. 2 down.
Well, you need help with a consumer problem, you can contact NBC Bay Area Response or Telemundo for 48 Responde. They've recovered more than $1.5 million for Bay Area consumers. Call 1-888-996-TIPS or visit NBCBayArea.com/response. Whether in English or Spanish, they respond to every call, every email. NBC Bay Area, we investigate.
Brandon Crawford, the Giants have, each batter that's come up in this inning has made Ryu work hard, grinding out the at-bats here. This pitch to Crawford, which is ball one, or I beg your pardon, called a strike. That was the 21st pitch thrown in this inning by Ryu. 1-0, the Giants ahead. That is off the outside, and that first pitch was a ball. So it's 2-0. I beg your pardon. 2 balls, no strikes.
And you see Adrian Johnson letting the scorer know that it's 2-0.
There's a high drive. Deep right field. On its way. The Giants lead 2-0. Crawford's second home run of the year.
Dodgers have not seen a confident offensive Giants team this year. Previous 6 games, the Giants scored 10 runs. And right now, up and down the lineup, they are making you pay for mistakes. This is a 2-0 breaking ball. Look at the location, right up above the belt. And Brandon Crawford said, that's where I like it.
A majestic home run as Gorkis Hernandez hits one sharply right to third, and Farmer throws him out to end the inning. But 2 home runs in the inning. Longoria, and then later Crawford. Longoria into the center field bleachers, a big fly. And Brandon Crawford over the Willie Mays wall in right field onto the arcade. Top of the order coming up for Toyota, designed for the grind and comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer for a great deal on a dependable new ride. Toyota, let's go places. We're at AT&T Park for the Giants and the Dodgers. Game 1 of a 4-game series. And the Giants now have a 2-0 lead. A couple of bolts of lightning in the second inning from Longoria and Crawford putting them ahead. Top of the order for LA now against Derek Holland. And right there on the outside with a changeup. Strike one call. Taylor was called out on strikes his first time. That ball is hit deep into center field, but to the big part of the yard, and there is Jackson just as it gets to the warning track. One away. That spot a little bit further toward left, where the left field wall meets the center field wall. It's 404 feet to that spot, which is deeper than it is to straightaway center. There you see where the Yahoo sign meets the sign next to Bank of America. That's 404 to that part of the yard. Austin Barnes now. He fouled out to McCutchen in right his first time. He got the call on the outside, 0-1.
Good changeup. One thing that Holland did not really do well in his previous starts is get into an early rhythm. It took him a while to get into that rhythm, and he was vulnerable in the first inning. Tonight, he's had a good rhythm since the first pitch.
Austin Barnes had an outstanding year for the Dodgers last year. He was out front of that one, squibbed it right off the end of the bat over toward Kike Hernandez, who's on deck. 1-2.
Backed it up, another good changeup.
But he hit well for average, but he had a great on-base percentage, well over 400. The deeper they went into the season, the more he played. He needed to find a spot for his bat. That is foul off the right field side. Dodgers still without Justin Turner, their third baseman, who's become an all-star. He become one of the stars in the National League. And he got hurt right near the end of the Cactus League. Strike 3 called.
Well, he's thinking it's low, but you know, it has been that way since the very first hitter of the game. You have to identify what an umpire's strike zone is that night. You have to adjust to it. And a 2-strike fastball right at the knees. See you later. Grab some pine, meat.
Now Kike Hernandez. He walked his first time. And a curveball in there. Strike 1. 2-0 Giants. 2 down, nobody on here in the third. And he chased. 0-2. That might have hit home plate.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad pitch. Your head 0-1, throw your breaking ball, your curve ball especially, and throw it down. Let a guy help you out. And you know what? Throw another one 0-2.
Matt Kemp on deck.
That's the one pitch that Holland wants he's not getting from Johnson, and that's that inside corner fastball. It's got cut. I mean, he threw that pitch in a 1-2 count. He's walking off the field. He's thinking, I got this down, inning over. But as advertised, Johnson tight.
Well, 3-2. This is almost the same way the first plate appearance played out for Kike. He went to 0-2 right away and ended up walking. There's Kemp on deck. 0-2 again here. Now it's 3-2. Timeout. a guy you got to be careful with too. He's got power. Longoria. And that is a 3-up, 3-down, shutdown inning. Holland will be coming up, then Panik and McCutchen. The last of the third inning, Derek Holland leads off against Ryu. Strike one called on the outside. Holland 0 for 5, struck out 4 of those 5. 1 ball, 1 strike. He was out in San Diego last, let's see, when was that? A couple weeks ago now, on the last road trip, working on his hitting a little extra. But mainly not his hitting so much as his bunting. That's because he's been in the American League most of his career, and you don't hit in the American League if you're a pitcher. You don't practice hitting. You don't need to.
Well, the other thing too is when you're an American League pitcher, you come to a National League team. I mean, you're looking forward to batting practice. That's fun. But what you realize is that you have to be able to be accountable when you're at the plate. You have to be able to bunt. You have to be able to get the ball down when they need it. You got to put the ball in play.
One away.
Well, time now for our Great American Play. Revolutionary new Railblazer opens this spring at California's Great America. Visit CaliforniaGreatAmerica.com. March 29th, Dodgers taking on the Giants. And Joe Panik hit a solo shot of Clayton Kershaw on the top of the 5th. And then March 30th, the next day, Joe Panik again a solo shot off Kenley Jansen in the 9th. Panik became the first player in Major League history to hit solo home runs in back-to-back 1-0 games at any point in the season, let alone the start of the season.
0-1 to Panik. The Giants won those first 2 games 1-0, and got shut out the next 2 games in LA. Panik was thrown out by Barnes, 2 down. And McCutchen will come up. The amazing thing is, when you look back to the 6 games the 2 teams have played against each other, in 5 of those 6 games, the Giants have scored either 1 run or no runs. 1 or none in 5 of the 6 games, but they won 3 of those games.
That's totally remarkable.
Kershaw, the man they beat opening day on the Panik home run. Kershaw not scheduled to pitch in this series. 0-1 to McCutchen, who flied out deep to center his first time. Kershaw had an outing Wednesday against Miami at Dodger Stadium, and it was not good. It was one of his worst ever. There's a called strike 2. Cutter on the inside, 0-2 the count. He walked 6. He pitched 5 innings, had 6 walks. One and 2 now. And Kershaw, his control has been so pinpoint the last couple of years. 6 walks. He might spread those out over 12, 13 starts.
You look at the stats, though. I mean, 22 innings. He still struck out 27 against 9 walks. He's only given up 11 hits. You know, hard to believe he's 1 and 4.
So we go to the 4th inning. 2-0 Giants. Let's go places. More career starts by visiting pitchers here in the history of AT&T Park. This is the 19th season of baseball here in this yard. Clayton Kershaw, number 1, 21 starts, which is why we're so astonished that he's not pitching in this series, because he never misses a series here. He's had the best success of any pitcher against the Giants, coming in from out of town by far. Then Ian Kennedy, Jake Peavy, Chad Billingsley, another former Dodger, and Jorge De La Rosa, the former Rocky. Kershaw with a 1.3 earned run average in this ballpark. 13 wins, 4 losses. Here's Posey. I beg your pardon, Matt Kemp, Buster Posey behind the plate, dropping the signs for Derek Holland. Two 2-0 to Kemp.
Ooh, close pitch. I want to clean something up too. I read the statistics for Ryu. Kershaw, who is 1 and 4. If you take a look at between the lines of what type of numbers he has.
Three 3-0.
Kershaw in 38 innings, 34 hits allowed, 9 walks, and 42 strikeouts, and an ERA of 2.84.
So still excellent numbers.
Those are great numbers.
And he went after that 3-0 pitch, didn't get it. Remember, he came into this game hitting .455 against left-handed pitching. And he gets a walk. So 1 out, 1 aboard with nobody out. Grandal coming up. Let's check in now with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, Buster and Kristen Posey continuing their efforts to raise awareness about pediatric cancer. Earlier this week, they made their first hospital visit of the season to UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital, San Francisco. The kids, of course, amazed. They got to meet the Buster Posey, but more importantly, they were distracted, even if for a moment, from the difficult battle that they're going through. The Poseys able to bring a lot of smiles to a lot of families. John?
And the ball into the gap off the bat of Grandal. Matt Kemp is going to score on this one. And Grandal, the catcher, stops in second with a double. 2-1 Giants.
Grandal's having a great April. one of the things that he has worked on is his right-handed hitting. It was kind of a weakness when you compared most of the numbers that he had last year in a good year were done from the left side. But here he gets a fastball that's up, and he takes it right in the opposite gap. I mean, you cannot execute any more beautifully than this. So a mistake after a walk, and Dodgers cut the lead in half.
And have a runner in scoring position with nobody out, and here is Bellinger. 7th double of the year for Grandal. He really has been the Dodgers' best all-around hitter here in April. That's his 19th run batted in. And it's only the 20th game Grandal's been in. Ball 1. Grandal now tied for 3rd in the league in RBIs. 2-0. The inning started with a walk to Kemp, and then Grandal, first ball swinging, hit a shot into the gap for an RBI double. Bellinger walked his first time.
Well, Henry's lost the feel of the strike zone. You know what happens when you throw a corner pitch and you don't get, and there's frustration, and you may not have 100% of your concentration on the next pitch because you're ticked off about not getting the one before. Now all of a sudden you go from a 1-0 count to a 3-0 count.
It's a 4-pitch walk. He has walked 4 already in this game. We're only in the 4th inning with nobody out.
Well, the San Diego Padres are going to close out the homestand starting Monday through next Wednesday. Dynamic deal ticket hoppers are available for the series starting as low as $8. So you want to go? Well, then go to sfgiants.com/dynamic deals and take advantage. So Kurt Young out to the mound to try and bring some clarity back to Derek Holland, who has really opened up an inning where he's very vulnerable right now. When you're walking people, you're not thinking about quality strikes in the corner. You're thinking about just throwing a strike.
Puig hit into a force play his first time. Off to a very slow start this year. Grandal at second, Bellinger at first, nobody out. That's a fair ball. And the fan reached out and interfered with it. So we'll see where they place the runners. Grandal scores. They may make Bellinger go back to 3rd. And I think they have told him he'll go back. Now, don't interfere with the ball in play.
Well, he's going to have to move his seat. He's got to go. Ball's fair. And there he comes in. No question he interfered with the ball in play. Now the umpires are huddling together, and they have decided, in their best opinion, and this is the gray area of the rule book, they're going to decide as to who should have scored.
So they might say that in their judgment, Bellinger would have scored. And they're going to actually refer this to the umpires in New York. And this is the umpire's call. Now, the Dodgers did not demand this. So they are contacting the umpires in New York. In that last replay we showed, it looked to me like Bellinger was already coming around 3rd at about the point where the fan interfered with the ball. So,
well, Dave Roberts, if this call stays with Bellinger at 3rd base, he's probably going to go ballistic. This all could be avoided if the fan would not have interfered with the ball. There's no excuse for that. At the start of the game, the folks sitting down there in that first row, they're told, if you interfere, you're gone. And it's an unforgiving rule.
It's Grandal up at second base. Bellinger the runner at first. Here's the interference. Cortes Hernandez was over to play the carom off the wall.
Hey, one thing that's been good about this is that it's allowed Pierce Johnson to get loose in the Giants bullpen.
It's 2-2 at the moment with runners at second and third and nobody out. 2 walks, 2 doubles.
Well, time to see what's happening in the Giants bullpen with Nest Cam IQ, the sharper indoor security camera. It has the Google Assistant built in, so you can ask things like, hey Google, who's number so-and-so on the Giants? Get yours at nest.com.
Well, the umpires in New York agreed with the umpires here to keep Bellinger at third base. Yasiel Puig, first ball swinging, hits the double. Now the pickoff play. Oh, safe is the call.
And they'll look at that one.
Giants in touch with Sean Dunston and Chad Chopp in the video room. That's the bench coach, Hensley Mullins. Apparently the ruling was they felt that he did make it back, and I think they were right. Kyle Farmer ripped a single to left his first time. Ball 1.
Yeah, good fastball hitter, and he jumped on the first fastball he saw in the last outing, the last at bat, I should say.
2 runs in to tie the ball game, and 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out. The middle infielders are back in normal depth. So Farmer could get the go-ahead run home without getting a hit here. And that's in there for a strike. The pitcher, Ryu, is on deck.
Well, for Derek Holland, he's got to be thinking strikeout here. His leash is very short right now.
Way off the inside.
Boy, he had such a nice rhythm the first 2 innings of this, first 3 innings of this game. And he got into this inning, and all of a sudden, it's become hard to throw quality strikes.
Pop foul and out of play. Off to the right. Big batter right here with the pitcher coming up next. Dodgers have visions of a much bigger inning than they have already, with nobody out and 2 runners in scoring position. Three and 2.
And this becomes a very big pitch for Derek Holland as to whether or not he stays in this game.
Here's Johnson, the right-hander, ready in the bullpen if needed. Foul ball.
Did not give in to the fastball. Came at him with an off-speed pitch.
Bellinger at third, Puig at second. Struck him out.
Well, that's exactly what he was pitching for. And oh boy, did he need that. This goes right across the letters with straight gas. 2-seam movement. Huge out for Derek Holland.
Now the Giants with the pitcher batting bring the infield in. Not all the way in. Crawford does not come all the way in at shortstop. There you see Panic is a few steps back of the grass. It's ball 1.
If that last 3-2 pitch had been a ball, I believe that Holland would have been out of this game.
Ryu hit a hard ground ball to short his first time, was thrown out to end the second inning.
Another strikeout situation here for Holland.
2-0.
Holland starting to show some frustration. Did not get that pitch. There just hadn't been a whole lot of help. But again, that's not anything that we're not accustomed to seeing with Adrian Johnson. Tight zone, low zone.
Called a strike as he was showing bunt.
Taken all the way. I don't think they'll put a takes on him now. He's a pretty good hitter.
2-2.
Good fastball tied him up with that little cut movement in on the hands. The elbows bend. I mean, that just bunches them all up. I'm surprised if Buster Posey goes anywhere else.
Ooh, foul tip that got a piece of Buster.
Inside the right thigh. What if I got a piece of his hand? That's the thing you're concerned about with the catcher. Worry about the hand. This thing got him in the thigh.
Two to two the score. Runners at second and third. 1 out. And he stays alive. Foul. Back into the second deck. Off to the right.
Next pitch will be number 75 for Holland. He's pitching for his life right now.
Buster bluffed the throw to third, and Bellinger didn't wait to find out if it was a bluff. He made a headfirst dive back to the bag.
Watch Bellinger, the runner. When in doubt, get down.
So big pitch here against the opposing pitcher. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, it's not the prettiest swing in the world, but Ryu is battling him. Again, Holland boring in on the hands with that cut fastball.
That's a fair ball. Down the left field line, and 2 runs will score. Bellinger across. Here's Puig right behind him. And Ryu gets the big hit to put the Dodgers ahead. 4-2. And that will do it for Derek Holland. 2 walks and 3 doubles in the inning. And the backbreaker, the double by the opposing pitcher, Ryu. 4-2 LA. Johnson will come in for the bullpen. for a 4-2 lead with one out. The top of the order coming up. Chris Taylor, and there is Pierce Johnson in from the Giants bullpen.
10th appearance for Pierce Johnson. Converted starter, low to mid-90s fastball, more mids than lows, and he's got a curveball slider changeup. Having a nice start to this season.
Taylor has been called out on strikes and flied out deep to center. He's 0 for 2. 0-1.
Nice tight little cutter to steal strike one. That's how you like to come out of the bullpen, throwing strikes.
Ryu, the runner at second. The Dodgers have only one left-handed hitter in the lineup, plus a switch hitter. So there's a long string of right-handed hitters coming up in a row here. 0-2. A foul tip into Posey's glove.
2 pitches, 2 different breaking balls, and a quick 0-2.
Johnson had been with the Cubs. The Giants actually acquired him on waivers from the Cubs last September. And the foul tip held by Buster. Strike 3, made short work of Taylor.
3-pitch, see ya. Strikeout shouldn't be anything of a surprise when you watch Pierce Johnson. If you look at his history in professional baseball, and his minor league total is 444 innings. He had 458 strikeouts. I mean, he can strike people out.
Ball 1 to Austin Barnes. He's out of Colorado. You think the town is Arvada? A-R-V-A-D-A?
I do.
Colorado. And he went to Missouri State University. Set the school single season record in strikeouts in the Missouri Valley Conference 6 years ago. Curve is low and in.
Well, it's great to, you know, he and Ty Block, both from Colorado, they've known each other for a long time. And this is kind of a thrill for both these guys who've known each other way back in the day and the low levels of amateur baseball. And here they are playing together at the big league level.
3-0 to Barnes. Kike Hernandez on deck. 6 years in the Cubs minor league system. Got into one game with the Cubs in the big leagues last year. That was in May a year ago. And the walk. That was the third walk allowed by Giants pitching in this inning. And here is Kike Hernandez, 2 men on, 2 men out. Hernandez is the 9th batter to come up in this inning for LA. Pierce Johnson's only game, it was rather eventful at Wrigley Field against Milwaukee. Gave up 2 unearned runs, and in the one inning that he pitched, there was a 2-hour rain delay in the middle of it.
That doesn't do a whole lot for your arm.
It's softly. Crawford in a hurry. Made it look easy. But the Dodgers get 4. The Giants with Posey, Longoria, and Belt coming up, trailing 4-2. Certainly a lot of baseball here tomorrow. 105, the first game, which is the makeup of the rainout from 3 weeks ago today, April the 7th. So use your tickets from April the 7th for tomorrow's 105 game. And then the regularly scheduled game has been pushed back to 7:05 tomorrow night. And the gates, remember, they have to clear out the ballpark and clean it and then open the gates again. So they'll open the gates, or they plan to, right around 6:05 for the 7:05 game tomorrow, and then a 1:05 finale on Sunday. And then Monday, the San Diego Padres come in for a 3-game series. Night game, 7:15 Monday and Tuesday, a day game on Wednesday. Buster Posey leads off, takes ball 1 with Longoria on deck. Jock Peterson is now in left field for LA. Buster hits one into center field, but it will stay in the yard. Taylor on the edge of the warning track. By the way, one other note, the game on Sunday for the Dodgers, talking about this weekend, it is scheduled at 1:05, but it has been moved to 2:05. So make a note of that and give the players, after the long day tomorrow, a separate admission doubleheader, a day-nighter. And the game on Sunday will start at 2:05. So that's also something that's not listed on the schedule. Goria, and it's strike 1. The Dodgers took Matt Kemp out of the game, so he's finished after 3.5 innings. He got a walk to start the 4-run 4th-inning rally.
I think he's got some discomfort in his leg.
Kike Hernandez throws out Longoria. 2 down. Brandon Belt. Belt was called out on strikes his first time. We've got the overshift on for Belt. There's ball 1 off the inside.
Ryu just has really been giving him a steady diet of off-speed stuff. Curveballs, sliders, all with movement going away from him.
1-1.
Hey, thanks for the help there.
I looked down at my feet and there was a cricket ball down there. I thought, what is that? Well, actually, I thought, I say, what is that? 1-2 the count to Belt.
Trying to climb the ladder with him, that high fastball.
Three and 2.
So that indeed is a cricket ball. 5.5 ounces. Baseball is 5 to 5 1/4 ounces.
And this is one for special matches.
Yeah, it's fun to flip. And
into the defense. There's Barnes out in shallow right. And the Giants are retired in order to shut down inning for Ryu. On to the 5th. Jock Peterson will be coming up. 4-2 LA. 4-2, the Dodgers lead the Giants as we start the 5th inning at AT&T Park with Jock Peterson, the Bay Area product, to face Pierce Johnson here. Peterson up for the first time, and Johnson blew a fastball right by him. Peterson hitting .217 with 1 home run. He had a horrible year last year and got sent to the minor leagues for a time. It was so bad. But then they got to the World Series and there was nobody better than him. In a hurry, Jackson, no. It's a bloop single for Peterson.
Well, Lazy Boy in the comfort zone. You can match them or mix them up. With Lazy Boy's 2 great chairs event happening right now. Get 2 great chairs for 1 low price at any Bay Area Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery. Lazy Boy, live life comfortably.
This is Yasmani Grandal. Jock Peterson last year in the World Series against Houston had 18 at-bats and had 3 homers and 2 doubles in the World Series. His first, hit .333 in the World Series. That was after he hit .212 for the regular season. Spent about 3 weeks back in the minor leagues. Go figure.
Go figure. It's baseball.
Grandal hit a double to right center as a right-handed hitter to knock in the Dodgers' first run in that 4th inning rally. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But you know, you play for 6 months, and now you go to the playoffs where it's your 7th month. Oh yeah, by the way, don't forget the month and a half of spring training. You're going to have cold spells, you're going to have hot streaks, and for Peterson, he just picked the right time to get hot.
That's a foul ball. A ball and 2 strikes now. That one rolled right over to the first base umpire, Trip Gibson. Grandal, as we said earlier, this has been his best year, or he's been their best hitter so far this year. A .329 average, 19 RBIs. He's among the league leaders in RBIs. And a piece of it to stay alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two and 2 now. Diving back to the bag at first is Peterson. By the way, we were talking about Pierce Johnson, who's from Colorado, and we got it from somebody who knows the correct pronunciation of his hometown. Arvada. Arvada. 3-2 now to Grandal.
And that from the Hall of Famer, Tracy Wimblesby. Arvada, like Nevada. Although a lot of people say Nevada, which if you live in Nevada, kind of ticks you off. Like me.
3-2 the count. And back into the crowd. Still 3-2. Cody Bellinger is on deck. Arvada. Giants with the infield stacked up on the right side. 3 infielders to the right of second. Belt can't get it, but Panic does. Now to Belt covering. Panic really wanted to go after Peterson, and Peterson wouldn't allow it. He got over to second base in a hurry. And Belt, who was down on the ground going for that ground ball, got up quickly and was there to cover. One away.
If Belt comes up with this, they got a chance to get a Belt play. Grandal's not run that well. We saw the angle that Joe Panic was looking at. I mean, there was room there. He just couldn't get his lower body in position to get off a throw.
So runner at second, one out. Here is Bellinger. First base open. And then a long string of right-handed hitters after him.
And because of that, you know, you have an open base here. You pick away at him. You don't have to give in to him.
Center field. And this will stay in the yard. Tagging at second, Peterson. And he'll easily make it to third. 2 down.
Bellinger hit that ball pretty well. He's thinking he just missed one. That's one of the highest fly balls of center we've seen this year. But one thing about Bellinger, he did not run out. I mean, he was about 2/3 of the way down the line, first base. That ball drops, he's not going to be able to get to second.
Yasiel Puig, runner at third, 2 down. Puig is hit into a force play and doubled home run.
That's the location that really frustrated Derek Holland. He thought he made about 5 or 6 strikes that he didn't get from Adrian Johnson. Buster Posey is shaking his head back there. He's been fighting for his pitchers. Not getting any results on that inside corner. The tight strike zone tonight. Low ball. No corners. Take a look at this pitch. This is the one that Buster Posey was upset with. He thought that was a strike.
Two 2-0 the count with Farmer on deck. And the pitcher. 3-0.
Puig's best defense against that inside pitch is to take it. And when you have an umpire that's not giving that corner, that can frustrate a pitching staff.
He wailed at that one.
Well, Dodgers have been pretty consistent, and that's about the 3rd time they've swung the 3-0 count tonight.
Three balls, 1 strike, 2 down, runner at third. LA leading already 4-2 in the 5th inning. Popped up foul. Three and 2. That one ended up just above us. And up near our camera area in the upper deck. And something happened up there because they didn't hang on to it. It ended up dropping back downstairs.
Well, that's Rick Ratutis, one of our camera guys, real close to the ball. We'll get the story on that from Rick.
Back to the screening. That ball kind of laid out right over the plate. To the Yasiel Puig. Off the end of the bat.
Good breaking ball outside corner. That's the first one he's shown. I mean, normally you save that breaking ball for a 2-strike surprise. You expect a better result. Right back in on his hands.
Popped up. Joe Panic. Peterson stranded at third. 4-2, LA leading. Austin Jackson, then Crawford coming up. Here at AT&T Park, here's our Giants Dodgers game 1 of the series, and it will be Austin Jackson to lead off for the Giants against Ryu. Ryu was given the lead in the 4th inning, and then Giants sent 3 of their best hitters to the plate against him in the last half of the inning, and he retired them in order: Posey, Longoria, and Belt.
That was an impressive shutdown inning.
Jackson grounded out to third his first time. Crawford on deck. 2-0. Yesterday, I saw this on the Instagram, the Giants Instagram feed. Yesterday was the anniversary of Kevin Mitchell's catch at the old Busch Stadium in St. Louis. I mean, he caught a lot of fly balls, but he never caught one quite like this one, except back in 1989, August the 26th.
Well, it lit up the dugout, I can tell you that.
That's a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Jackson.
I mean, Kevin Mitchell was a great teammate. I mean, he's fun to play with, and he would do some things that you'd never seen before. And that catch was certainly one we'd never seen before.
Struck him out looking. So here's our Audi control play yesterday in Giants history. 1989 at Busch Stadium. Kevin Mitchell. And watch this catch.
And that's sliced to left field, and it's another chance for Mitchell, and he makes a barehanded catch.
In my entire life, I've never seen that happen.
Well, look at that. I have a feeling you're not alone.
You gotta be kidding me.
Hank Greenwald and our partner Dwayne Kuiper with the call. Kevin Mitchell. Visit a Bay Area Audi dealer today and get behind the wheel of the Audi model you've always wanted. Brandon Crawford hit a home run his first time. They had a longer version of that call on the Instagram yesterday.
Oh, did they?
And Hank Greenwald, as they were talking about it, said they were talking about Dwayne Kuiper mentioned that Willie Mays had been working with Kevin Mitchell on his outfield play, his defense. And then Hank brought up and says, well, Willie may be the only other guy that I've ever even heard of who made a barehanded catch like that.
I mean, he didn't even make a move with his glove hand.
And Kuip eventually analyzed perhaps why it was that he actually made the barehanded catch on it. Which I thought, how often do you get asked to analyze something like that?
Yes, well, took a bad route.
2-2 to Brandon Crawford. And he just got a piece of that changeup.
I don't see Ryu throw that many changeups to left-handed hitters. But it did his purpose and got Crawford off his back leg, reaching.
Three and two.
That's a great take right there, and not an easy one. It's exactly what Ryu wanted to do with that curveball. At a 2-2 count. That was his location. Throw it down below the zone for that big curveball.
Struck him out
with the changeup, so he never really gave in to him with the fastball in the strike zone. The strikeout. 3-2 circle changeup, and Crawford way out front.
Gorkis Hernandez, he hit the first pitch he saw for a ground ball to third in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Giants have Corey Guerin warming up in the bullpen. The pitcher's spot is due up next. And Austin Slater has come out into the on-deck circle for the Giants in case Gorkis Hernandez should get on base here. And he has gotten on base with a bunt single.
Well, he sensed an opportunity. Kyle Farmer is playing back. And when you're down 2 runs, this is a good play. Get on any way you can. Farmer just took a bite out of it.
That's Rick Honeycutt, the pitching coach, with the translator for Ryu. He's from South Korea. So Austin Slater, who just arrived in town today from Sacramento. He was a hot hitter for the River Cats in the Pacific Coast League. Slater was hitting over 350. There it is, 358. 435 on base. Although just 1 home run, which is kind of surprising.
He's more of a doubles hitter. He uses the whole field. Great approach to right field. Tough guy to strike out. So what's he get? First pitch he sees? Changeup. One thing we learned about him last year before he got hurt and his season was cut short is that he thinks very well in that batter's box. He makes good adjustments. Smart hitter.
Curveball. That is also in there. Strike 2.
Softballing. Change up first pitch. Big slow curveball second pitch.
Austin Slater was an 8th round draft choice out of Stanford by the Giants in 2014. The Dodgers had selected him out of high school 3 years before, but he didn't sign with LA. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Slater hit .282 in 34 games with the Giants last year, his first big league experience. .339 on base average as Ryu dislodges some mud from the spikes. He had 117 at bats after hitting .321 in 50 games in Sacramento before that. And he struck him out with the off-speed stuff. He strikes out 3 in the inning. On to the 6th. 4-2 LA.
order for the San Francisco Giants. They have opened their first restaurant outside of AT&T Park. It's called the San Francisco Giants Clubhouse. It's now serving at SFO International Airport Terminal 3. Larry Barrett, President and CEO of the Giants, on hand for the ribbon cutting ceremony. And the restaurant brings travelers the Giants experience. It's got a unique ballpark feel and an inspired menu, a wraparound digital wall, and a ton of memorabilia. And the suggestion to order, gentlemen, the one flat down sandwich. Got to go try it. John and Mike.
All right. That is a foul ball by Kyle Farmer. Corey Guerin in the game now for the Giants in relief of Johnson, who was lifted for a pinch hitter. And Guerin, he's been in a little bit of a pitching slump.
Well, he's just one outing that kind of tore his ERA all up. I mean, for the most part, he's been pretty consistent. One thing that has been impressive is the strikeout total. And that can happen to a reliever. I mean, he doesn't have the ability to throw a lot of innings and kind of lower that ERA. If he has one bad outing where he gives up 2, 3, 4 runs, it can blow that ERA up for 3 months.
2-2. Farmer has singled to left and struck out. And a pop-up that is foul out of play. 2-2 the count. Tomorrow the day-night doubleheader. The first game at 1:05. Chris Stratton for the Giants and probably Walker Buehler for the Dodgers. He's on the taxi squad here for the Dodgers today, which is sort of a new thing in Major League Baseball this year. So the guy can be in uniform and in the clubhouse, and he can go out and work out with the team on the field during batting practice, that sort of thing.
And it totally allows a team to fill their roster out every day of the year. With oftentimes you could be on the other side of the country and have a guy go down.
That ball is drilled into the gap in right center. Jackson hustles over to cut it off, and he will hold Farmer to a single.
That's a good play. So the taxi squad just allows you to have guys there in place. If a guy has an injury the night before, you don't know if he's going to be able to play the next day. You bring a guy in just in case. You may not use him, but if you have to, now your roster stays at 25, and it's really a way to maintain health within your team and not overstress guys and play shorthanded.
Derek Law is also on the Giants taxi squad today. Tomorrow, teams can add a 26th player for the doubleheader. So Law may well be activated as an extra pitcher for that doubleheader. Walker Buehler could be the 26th guy added to the Dodger roster tomorrow. Ryu showing bunt as Farmer is back to the bag at first.
It's Mac Williamson.
Mr. Posey. And he had to fight it out there with Ryu for a little bit. Shades of the 1975 World Series as Farmer goes over to second.
Well, Monday, that's right, this Monday, April 30th, is our annual Bay Area Unite with the Warriors, presented by Pete's Coffee. Your special event package will include a game ticket, see the Giants take on the Padres, and a Giants-Warriors reversible scarf. Go to sfgiants.com/special events and get some tickets. Come on out to the yard.
Chris Taylor, runner in scoring position in the 6th inning, 1 out. 4-2, the Dodgers already leading. Trying to expand that lead a little bit now. And there's ball 1. Taylor is 0 for 3. And struck out twice, and in between times hit a deep fly ball to center. Brandon Belt And he'll take it himself. Moving to third is Farmer.
That's for a little history. Kasha base hit. That's no Chris Taylor now. Know that he has a lot of balls between the first and second. And they moved Belt way over in defense. The ball hit right to Brandon Bell. So credit that one to the defensive alignment before the pitch.
Austin Barnes 0 for 2 plus a walk. Pierce Johnson, who preceded Guerin to the mound, went 1 2/3 innings, no runs, 1 hit allowed. The starter, Derek Holland, went 3 1/3 and was charged with 4 runs on 4 hits and had 4 walks. And there's that inside pitch, called a ball.
Just has not been there. And everybody out there tonight who's gone to that side of the plate has found that out. Derek Holland found it out about a half a dozen times. Pierce Johnson.
One and one now to Barnes.
You know, it's amazing how the whole complexion of this game changed on the defensive play of Austin Jackson, cutting that double into and holding it to a single. If he doesn't do that, they probably have another run on the board.
Well, it's good to point that out too, because those are the kind of things that can be overlooked in a game.
Good hustle play, good footwork. Because I'm guaranteeing Kyle Farmer, when he left the batter's box, he's thinking double.
As it is, Farmer is at third with 2 down. And Barnes trying to get him home here. Kike Hernandez on deck. 2 down in the inning. 2 and 2. And Barnes seemed to be shocked that that ball was called a strike.
He is not enthusiastic. And this one perhaps a bit outside. Definitely a pitcher strike. I've not seen many pitcher strikes tonight.
He's off the slider, 3 and 2.
Good pitch, good take.
Sixth inning, 4-2 Dodgers. 2 down, runner at third. And did he check? Yes, he did. Trip Gibson said no swing, so the walk. It puts 2 men on for Kike Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 2 with a walk. Giants pitchers have walked 6 Dodgers now in these first 6 innings. Kike Hernandez, 1 hit, 7 at bats in his experience versus Corey Guerin. Barnes is back. Dodgers don't do a whole lot of base stealing. Puig stole third back in the 2nd inning. And that was the Dodgers' 6th steal for the whole season. In 12 attempts, they've been thrown out trying to steal as often as they've made it. Barnes has not attempted a steal this year. Except there he goes now. He attempted one and he got one. And they will run against Corey Guerin.
Now, especially in a first and third 2-out situation. They're going to get a rolling start. And not a whole lot Buster Posey can do. I think that's one of the statistics that's really not fair, because that goes on the stat sheet of Buster Posey. Runners that he throws out on steal attempts. And, there's nothing he could do on that. Did a smart thing. He took a bite out of the ball.
So now 2 runners in scoring position. And Kike took a big cut at that low slider, and it's 0-2. So this is a tight spot. This is a spot where the Dodgers could really make their lead comfortable. Garrett trying to hold the line. He's in a tight spot, a jam. Way outside. San Diego comes in here Monday night. The Padres are home this weekend, hosting the Mets, and the Mets lead 4-0 in the last of the 7th at Petco Park. Struck him out looking. Got that outside call again. So those runners are stranded. Top of the order, Paddock, McCutchen, Buster Posey coming up.
Pitcher with the Richmond Flying Squirrels, 4 starts, 3-1 with a 2.86 ERA. Opponent's hitting .235 off the right-hander with a 1.09 whip. Future Focus brought to you by Xfinity. We make it easy to access your favorite entertainment at home and on the go. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
4-2, the Dodgers lead the Giants. Last of the 6th inning, a curveball for a strike to Joe Panik to start the inning from Ryu. Panik is 0 for 2. Panik grounded out to first, and then in the 3rd inning grounded out to 2nd. None of the top 3 hitters in the Giants batting unit have been able to reach base so far. Well, that was called a strike. If he'd been a right-handed hitter, I can guarantee it would not have been called a strike.
I don't think that goes unnoticed in the Giants clubhouse.
Check swing, did he swing? No, says Dan Asogna, the third base umpire.
I mean, you got 2 guys who pitched in this ball game who are back in the Giants clubhouse, probably screaming at the television based on Adrian Johnson's strike zone.
Farmer. And that's 3 ground ball outs for Joe Panik. Now Andrew McCutchen will come up. Cincinnati Reds went into their game tonight in Minnesota with a record of 5-20. Playing some interleague play. And they were trailing 8-4 in the 6th inning. Now they lead 15-9 in the last of the 9th inning. They turned that game around big time. Strike one to Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen is flied out deep to center and struck out. Sam Dyson, a right-hander, is up in the Giants bullpen meanwhile.
Now you take a look from this angle, and you can look at the center fielder, and you can see his feet. You want to know what the difference is with modern-day ballparks compared to the older ballparks. The old ballparks, they were turtleback, and they did that for drainage. But when you would hit, oftentimes you couldn't see the feet of the center fielder. These new irrigation systems and the new fields that they put in, they're flat. No longer are they turtle-backed. And that shot there, you could see the center fielder's feet. It's a contemporary look. The old ballparks, no chance.
Giants have the subterranean water drainage system. And that is all for McCutchen, second straight time that he has been struck out by Ryu. 7 strikeouts for Ryu. The Dodgers bullpen meanwhile gets busy as Buster Posey comes to bat. First action in the LA bullpen now.
Looks like Josh Fields, the right-hander for the Dodgers, starting to heat up.
There he is, number 46. Buster Posey has popped up to short, flied out deep to center. Ryu has kept the top of the Giants order off the bases entirely. Panic 0 for 3, McCutchen 0 for 3, Buster 0 for 2.
And he really has just been off-speeding the Giants one pitch after another. When he throws the fastball, it's just more of a show pitch. There haven't been that many just straight challenges with the fastball, not even early in the count. And his command has been masterful. Except for that pitch.
Finally. 2-0 the count.
Well, as you pointed out, Giants with 6 walks tonight. Ryu doesn't have any.
Buster with a big rip at that one. It's almost like you get a fastball and it's really not in the strike zone, but how can you let it go by? As you wait all night to see one. Two and 1 the count now. 91 miles an hour, that last one from Ryu. Off of Ryu. Buster racing hard and safe. Great effort by Barnes to get him, but not quite.
I'm not even sure Bellinger was in contact with the base. That would have been an unbelievable play.
Now one of the Dodger trainers, Neil Rampy, is the head trainer. Here's a look. And yeah, it wasn't even on the bag.
I mean, that looked odd, didn't it?
It's tough to get an out call if you're not in contact with the bag.
I mean, and no stretch either.
I guess that tells you what a great play it was by Barnes, because the first baseman thought, well, he's not going to throw over here.
How else can you explain that?
If I'm the Dodgers, I'd like to see what would have happened if he'd been in contact with the bag and stretching. Well, Ryu is out of the game, and he's kind of limping off the field. And Fields is coming in. Ryu hit with that comebacker. Longoria coming up. We'll be back. The Giants. And there is Josh Fields in from the LA bullpen. Fields has been one of the most effective of all the Dodger relievers. He's got a .82 ERA, as you can see. 11 innings pitched, only 7 hits allowed, and 14 strikeouts. That curveball is hit high and deep. Left center field. Peterson at the warning track. The inning is over. Kind of a graveyard out there in that part of the yard. On to the 7th. You changing 27 laws and policies while investigating more than $10 billion in public money. If you have a tip, contact NBC Bay Area at 1-888-996-TIPS or visit NBCBayArea.com/WeInvestigate. NBC Bay Area. We change laws, we change lives, we investigate. 4-2, the Dodgers lead the Giants into the 7th inning now, and Sam Dyson comes in from the Giants bullpen. Josh Peterson to lead off.
Sam Dyson really has turned his season around. He was really searching for mechanics in his last 3 outings. He's really found them, and it shows up in his sinker. The velocity and the command of the sinker. You'll see mid-90 sink, and that makes him special. He's also got 3 other pitches. He can throw a curveball, slider, and a changeup. But when he gets that sinker ball going, he can ride that pitch pretty much by itself. That's how good it can be.
Changed up on Jock Peterson there, and the count is 0-2.
With a 2-seam grip, and you'll still get sink on that pitch, and that ball just bottomed out. That doesn't happen if his mechanics are jacked up. And that's where he was for a good part of the early part of this season.
Jock Peterson did not start this game. He came on defensively in the last of the 4th inning in place of Matt Kemp. Kemp suffered an injury, perhaps running the bases in the 4th inning after he had walked. He eventually scored. Still 1-2. Tightness in the left quad took Matt Kemp out of the game. He'd been one of their top hitters early on, Matt Kemp. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-2 now. Guerin pitched the 6th inning scorelessly. Guerin allowed 1 hit and 1 walk. Now it's a full count. Yasmani Grandal is on deck. And then Bellinger seen on the left there. Due up 3rd in the inning. Puig will be due up 4th in the inning if they get some people on base. Giants into the overshift for Peterson. 3 infielders to the right of second. Nobody at third base at all. And you see how they're playing it.
And they bunch the outfield. Take away the gaps, give the lines.
And it's too low. He ends up walking him.
Well, this was back in the 4th inning. Watch Matt Kemp running. Score all the way from first base. On the double from Grandal, and then that was the last time we saw him. So they said the quad tightened up on him, and he's out of the game. Good sinker for strike 1. Well, Dyson has command of that sinker. I mean, life's good. A lot of ground balls. Walk a guy to lead off an inning, get a ground ball, double play. Eliminates a lot of problems.
Two strikes now to Grandal. Dodgers have action going in their bullpen. It's Belt, the left-handed hitter, due to lead off in the last of the 7th. 1-2.
That's a good 0-2 pitch there. You start that moving in the outside corner, let it run away. And that's a tough pitch to take when you're in an 0-2 count. I mean, that looked like it's going to be a strike for the longest time. And look at the movement, just take off and sail away.
Crawford, the shortstop, playing almost up the middle for Grandal, who's hitting .324 for the year. There you see the Giants alignment. Belt on the bag at first with Peterson, who runs pretty well. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that was an emergency hack, wasn't it?
Well, and that's the beauty of what Dyson can do. He'll throw an 0-2 fastball out there at 93, 94, let the movement fall off the plate. You see it, it's a good take. Then he comes back and he throws the same movement with a 2-seam changeup. The only difference is it's 8 feet shorter. And Grandal did well just to foul that thing off, stay alive.
Dyson tries it again. There goes Peterson. And he is out. What a throw by Buster Posey.
Well, the Dodgers, they know that Dyson is deliberate out of the stretch. They're going to try and take advantage of that. And Posey with an absolute perfect strike. And it had to be perfect. And all Crawford had to do was just catch the ball and drop the glove.
So 1 out and nobody out. Peterson had drawn a walk to start the inning. 2-2 meanwhile, the count. Grandal, you see there, it was not close. That ball is hit to the big part of the yard, way back there. McCutchen, he's got it. 2 down.
Grandal could not believe it. I mean, it's kind of the way that it ended for Evan Longoria in the bottom of the 6th. He thought he had a ball hit out to left center. Here, Grandal, he dropped the bat like he knew this thing was about halfway up the bleachers, and it's not even halfway into the warning track. Great place to pitch.
Cody Bellinger.
Dodger Stadium, they're shooting out fireworks right now.
And maybe in just about every other ballpark that you can think of
that was ever built.
Cody Bellinger's walked twice, flied out deep to center. He was way off balance in that off-speed pitch, and the count is 1-1.
That was a good changeup.
Tony Cingrani warming up in the LA bullpen, the left-hander. That's 1-2. Giants with 3 infielders swung to the right of second. And Longoria is now the shortstop. And Crawford is basically the second baseman. 2-2. Foul tip. Just barely stays alive. Giants got 2 runs in the second inning on home runs by Longoria and Crawford. They have not scored since. The Dodgers got 4 runs in the 4th inning. Out of play. Still 2-2.
I think Posey wanted that sinker on the inside corner, kind of come front door with it. And it kind of leaked out the other side of the plate. Every pitch you throw sets up another pitch, even if it's a mistake to the location you wanted it. Dyson wants another changeup.
Joe Panic. And the inning is over. 7th inning stretch time. Bell, Jackson, Crawford coming up.
and the Giants Outsiders on NBC Sports Bay Area. And they do that right after post-game live on every 7 p.m. game broadcast on NBC Sports Bay Area. They'll be doing it tomorrow.
Four to 2, the Dodgers leading the Giants. And here's Tony Cingrani, the left-hander. The Giants have 2 lefties due up in this inning, starting with Brandon Belt and the right-handed hitting Austin Jackson, and another lefty, Brandon Crawford, after him.
Great numbers for Cingrani. 17 strikeouts in 9 1/3. And you're going to see a lot of fastballs. That's a good one. He'll go low to mid-90s. He's also got a slider. Kind of a 2-pitch guy. He's got a changeup, but you don't see it very often, especially the lefties.
Belt is 0 for 2. And a check swing, an appeal. No, says Dan Asogna, the third base umpire. Giants have only 4 hits, including the 2 home runs by Longoria and Crawford. Belt's hit 5 home runs in his last 7 games. Just a little bit high, apparently. 2-0. Josh Fields came in to get the final out of the 6th inning. He threw only 1 pitch. And Longoria may, when he hit it, thought he had a game-tying home run, but it was caught on the warning track in deep left center. Now that's a strike. 2-1. And that was it for Fields. So here's Cingrani. It's amazing. Nobody's hit well against Cingrani, left-handers or right-handers, but right-handers so far this year, and I mean, it's not very far into the season, but they've hit a little bit higher than lefties. 3-1. Cingrani in 9 1/3 innings, Mike, you showed 17 strikeouts, which is rather astonishing, and no walks. He hasn't walked anybody.
Well, given the amount of fastballs he throws a fastball a lot.
There's the bunt. And that's a base hit for Brandon Belt.
And that is the perfect time to do it. When you're down by 2, you're leading off an inning. Your team needs base runners. This is the perfect time to do it. If the defense is going to give it to you, all you have to do is get that ball by the left-handed pitcher, and you got yourself a knock.
Belt's first hit of the game, so that makes Jackson the possible tying run. Jackson is 0 for 2. A ground out and a strikeout. Strike 1 call on a fastball.
I mean, Evan Longoria hit a leadoff home run in the 2nd inning, but this is the first time that the Giants have put a pitcher for the Dodgers in the stretch after the leadoff hit. All night. So that's how important that bunt was from Belt. And as hot as he has been with the long balls, I mean, there's nobody in the Dodger infield thinking he's going to do that. And down by 2 late in the ball game, that's a big play.
A check swing. Ruled a swing by Trip Gibson on the appeal.
Mr. Posey upset, Bruce Bochy upset. Let's take a look. Did he go? No. Bad call.
It's 0-2 now. Brandon Crawford is on deck. That one goes out of play near the Giants dugout. So Belt on the wild pitch. That was an extremely wild pitch over to second base. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Jackson.
Free gift of 90 feet. Hits just off the wrist of Grandal, who's a good ball blocker. Ball comes up that high, you don't have much of a chance. And now the Dodgers going to call timeout. Tend to Grandal. Just need some time, get some feeling back in that. Yeah, I'm okay. So what do you get to do? You get to go catch another 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Yeah, they got him good. No fun.
Run down. That's what catchers always do. Go back and put yourself in the line of fire again.
Yep. Just get in the squat.
Too high.
Makes everything feel better.
Getting in the squat.
Oh, yeah. Cuts the blood flow. That's how they watch TV. Are you kidding?
In the squat. 2-2 the count. Belt is the runner at second. In the hands and fouled it back out of play.
Cingrani's got one of those fastballs that jumps at you too. It's a big one. When you're throwing over 75% of the time, I mean, you've got a good one. And he believes in it. I first saw him with Cincinnati coming up as a rookie. I mean, he'd throw games where he was a starter. He'd throw 95 pitch games and 80 pitches would be fastballs.
Breaking for third is Belt. Here goes the throw over there, and he is out. Well done by Kike Hernandez. And not the best idea there for Brandon Belt.
Well, the rule of thumb is if you're at second base and they hit the ball in front of you, you don't advance. But that ball was behind him, and he's thinking, okay, I got this. It's kind of the gray area. And what really did him in was the pre-pitch positioning from Kike Hernandez. He didn't have to get off balance. He was in pretty good balance to be able to make a throw to third base when he received that ball.
So on the fielder's choice, Jackson now at first base. And here's Crawford. After Jackson, who runs real well, but has never been much of a base stealer. Has one steal this year. Brandon Crawford homered in the second against Ryu. The Giants have not scored since.
Cingrani's got a good move. If you're at first base, I mean, unless you have a one-way lead to second, well, you're going on first movement. I mean, you have to make sure he goes home. Well, this was the second inning, and a hanging breaking ball. That was a 2-0 count, and he just crushes it. Jumped on the high mistake.
Two balls, no strikes. Crawford versus Cingrani. Brandon has never had a hit against Cingrani. 0 for 11. He has walked a few times against him. There's Gorkis Hernandez on deck. The pitcher spot after Gorkis. He chased it. It looked like it would have been ball 3.
Well, he had a 2-0 count, though, and he was going to be aggressive. He was going to try to tie this game up. That's the time to do it. He got what he was looking for. He was looking for a fastball up.
Nick Hundley in the dugout with a bat. Jackson back to first. 41,936. The paid attendance at AT&T Park tonight. 5th sellout of the home schedule. One out, runner at first. And ball 3 now to Crawford. Giants are trailing 4-2. There are his career numbers against Cingrani.
Well, that makes him due. That's how you have to look at that.
I would be shocked if he doesn't get a hit against him this time. Or a walk. And he gets the walk. And now the possible tying runs are on base. It is the 5th time that Crawford has walked against him. For a guy who's never had a hit against a pitcher, he gets on base a lot against him. So here is Gorkys Hernandez. And the Giants once again have a runner at second base where Belt had been. Gorkys has grounded out to third, and then he got a bunt hit with 2 down in the 5th inning. Ball 1, Cingrani. Little off of his control. By the way, that walk, I think we pointed this out earlier in this inning. That is rather unusual. Cingrani's had 1 million strikeouts this year. That's the first walk that he has allowed. This is his 13th appearance of the season. Now the trainer's going to come out. And manager Dave Roberts behind him.
Adrian Johnson out there. Cingrani says, no, I'm good. But calls for 1. Walk a guy. Hey.
So maybe it's just they didn't even see it. He walked the guy, and now he threw ball 1 to the next guy. Something must be wrong with him.
Something's wrong.
1 ball, no strikes to Gorkys Hernandez. Nick Huntley has come out. Is that Huntley? No, that's Kelby Tomlinson's come out in the on-deck circle. With the pitcher due up next. Base hit to left field. Jackson a fast runner. John Peterson. The throw is cut off. So Gorkys comes through with the big hit that has been so elusive for the Giants most of this year, and it is a 1-run game, 4-3.
Well, they're good at bat. Gorkys being aggressive, looking for a challenge out of the plate. They had bunched up the middle. They gave him the hole between the short and third, and he hits completely away from the defense. Great at bat.
Kelby Tomlinson, the pinch hitter, and a base hit could tie the game. Crawford at second, the possible tying run. Baez down to the LA bullpen now. Pedro Baez, big right-hander.
Yeah, he's getting a red alert right now. That means get up and get ready in a hurry. Easy take.
Tomlinson hitting .259. 1 for 6 as a pinch hitter. Crawford at second. Gorkys Hernandez at first. Base hit to left. Crawford around third. He'll score easily. Into third and stopping there. Hernandez on a double for Kelby Tomlinson. The game is tied, and the Giants are threatening to go back ahead.
And the Giants are not looking for anything but a fastball. And they are aggressive on that first pitch challenge. Kelby Tomlinson, who has one of the more compact swings on this Giants team, he's tough to throw a fastball by. And in a pitch hit roll, don't ever assume a guy's going to go up there and take a pitch. Cuts that fastball middle in. There's the compact hack. And we got a brand new ball game. Kyle Farmer had no chance.
Well, here comes Dave Roberts.
Yeah, they hurried up Baez to get going. It's a cool night. And I don't think Dave Roberts can walk any slower from the dugout to the mound than he just did.
Baez will be brought in to face the left-handed hitter, Joe Panik. 2 runs are in. It's a tie game. Runners at second and third. We'll be back. Dodgers into their bullpen again for Pedro Baez with only 1 out in the inning. And the Giants with runners at second and third. The top of the order coming up. Baez, the big right-hander, brought into this game to face the left-handed hitter, Joe Panik. And look at those numbers, Mike. And it might tell you all you need to know about bringing in the right-hander to face the lefty. He's been lights out against lefties so far this year.
Lefty's hitting 091. I mean, he's become a fastball changeup pitcher. Fastball is a good one. You're going to see mid to high 90s with velocity, but a really good changeup that he too seems. He's also got a slider, but against the lefty, you're pretty much going to see fastballs changeup. And for Joe Panik, he's looking for something to get up in the outfield deep enough to score the run in third.
Well off the outside.
He doesn't need a whole lot of depth out there, too. You've got good speed with Gorkis Hernandez at third. The only field you need to go at least medium is in right field because one of the best arms in baseball is there with Puig.
Infield in all the way around for the Dodgers. Panik is 0 for 3. Has grounded out 3 times in this game. Oh,
it's a balk.
You know, the ball, and yeah, the balk has been, there was no balk called initially by Johnson, but now the balk has been called and the run does score, and that puts the Giants ahead. What a bizarre turn of events that was.
It looked like Baez may have caught a spike, and look at the look on Dave Roberts' face. He can't believe it. He catches the spike on his left heel. You can't call that balk too soon because a runner may want to advance. But the balk is an obvious there.
So now runner at third. It's 5-4 Giants. Tomlinson at third. 2 balls and no strikes. Panik facing Baez. And he is 0 for 7 in his career against Baez. But just 1 strikeout. That ball is hit hard to center. Tagging up at third, Tomlinson, and he will score easily. 6-4 Giants.
Great situational at bat. Panik really has been very consistent as one of the best guys in this Giants team to get that runner in from third base with less than 2 outs by doing just what he did.
Four runs have scored in the inning, all charged to the record of Tony Cingrani. Here is Andrew McCutchen with 2 down and the base is empty. One. Tony Watson up in the Giants bullpen now with the club ahead. It'll be Watson for the 8th inning. Two strikes. 95-mile-an-hour fastball there from Baez. Bell got this whole thing started with a bunt. The Dodgers were giving him the bunt with the overshift. Now it's 4 runs later. It's a foul out of play.
Well, it was a good play, and you know he's been learning how to do this, when to do it. He did earlier in the year when the Giants had a 3-run lead. He had a 3-1 count, and it's just not the time to do it. But here, down 2 runs, leading off an inning, they're going to give it to you, take it. And he executed beautifully. I mean, he's been working on this. And paid dividends for him tonight.
There's a changeup you're talking about. 1-2. Brandon Belt, who's been hitting with power here the last, 7-8 days. Tonight, a bunt.
And a smart play. It's a good weapon. And he used it the way you should.
2-2. In fact, it harks back to Game 5 of the World Series in 2014. A 0-0 game. Hunter Pence was on base with nobody out, and Belt, who had never bunted for a hit in his big league career, bunted in the World Series. And that started a 2-run rally to put the Giants ahead to stay in that huge Game 5. High and foul out of play. And not tonight. It wasn't the World Series, but it was a Giants-Dodger game. That's pretty big. And it was the catalyst of this 4-run inning. Buster Posey on deck. McCutchen is flied out deep to center and twice struck out. 2-2 the count. Just a bit high. 3-2. Baez a 2.45 ERA. Dave Roberts looking on from the dugout. This is not the way he had it planned.
No. It's just not been one of the better innings. Good pitch, could fight him off. A nice little battle going here between Baez and McCutchen.
He had brought in Fields to get the final out in the 6th inning when Ryu left after being hit by a sharp comebacker off the bat of Posey. Fields threw only 1 pitch, got the final out. Then he brought in Cingrani for the 7th inning because the Giants had ostensibly, I guess, because they had 2 of their first 3 hitters coming up were left-handed hitters. But Cingrani was not himself tonight. And of course, Belt, one of those lefties, got it started with the bunt. That is foul right past Ron Wotus. Eli Whiteside, former Giants catcher, is there protecting his bullpenners.
Now that's a good set of hands right there. Eli Whiteside, as you point out, an old catcher. He is a good catcher.
So this battle continues. The last time the Dodgers were in San Francisco, they ended up playing 2 of those 3 games. The Friday night game got rained out 3 weeks ago tonight. Saturday night they played 14 innings, and in the last of the 14th, with the Giants down by a run, McCutchen battled Wilmer Font, the young right-hander, for 12 pitches, and on pitch number 12 he hit a 3-run game-ending home run. This time he draws a walk.
That's a great at bat. Keep the line moving. Now, John, you're talking about this swing of the bat. A fastball that was off the plate in at the belt, and everybody got to go home. What an impressive at bat that was. And it was indeed celebration time. And then after the game, Andrew McCutchen says, I feel like I finally joined the party.
Ball one to Buster Posey. That game ended up being a night game, but remember it started at 3:05, that 14-inning game, and it was almost 8:30 that evening before McCutchen's home run ended it. Buster Posey 1 for 3. Buster, 3 hits and 11 career at bats versus Baez. Baez, who for a long time has been one of the slowest workers in the game among all pitchers. Major League Baseball itself has tried to prompt him to speed it up a little bit. Diving safely back is McCutchen. Bellinger on the bag with him. Jose Alguacil over there, stopwatch in hand, whispering to McCutchen. Buster Posey hitting .282 for the year. Strike 2 call.
2 changeups. It's a guessing game. You know, that's the thing you miss when you retire. This right here. Posey looking for something on a 1-1 pitch. Didn't get it. Couldn't get off a swing. Now you make your adjustment in 1-2 count. And Buster Posey will guess in a 2-strike count a lot. When that changeup is in your mind, it makes that fastball look a lot better. And Baez doesn't exactly go up there naked. I mean, he's got 95 on an average with his fastball. It's a good one. And you've had a changeup established in your mind, it looks even faster.
Well, he kind of shows him the fastball, but not in the strike zone. 2-2. Paddock was the first batter faced by Baez. Hit the sacrifice fly, a liner into center. Hit it hard. And McCutchen drew the walk after a long battle. 2-2 to Buster Posey. And that will be that for the Giants. But we head to the 8th inning, a 4-run inning. First run of the inning was knocked in by Hernandez that tied the game. And then later, sacrifice slide by Paddock made it a 4-run inning, 6-4 Giants. Customize your experience to catch every moment of the season. Get Giants home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, and many, many other features. Download MLB at Bat today. We don't even know how we would exist without it. Tony Watson into pitch, and the bunt and a miss there by Yasiel Puig. Goya came rushing in from third base when he saw Puig try to bunt that one.
Good numbers for Watson. 14 strikeouts in 10 2/3. Good changeup. He's a 3-pitch guy. Fastball, slider, changeup. Fastballs low 90s. But with really lazy armed action on the fastball, and because of that, that 92 really gets on you.
Popped up. Crawford out under it. So that's all for Puig, who is 1 for 4. His hit was a double back in the 4th inning. It knocked in a run for LA. At the time, tied the game. Giants got 2 runs in the 2nd on home runs by Longoria and Crawford. The Dodgers got 4 runs in the 4th to take over. Puig and Grandal had knocked in runs in that inning, and then Ryu, the starting pitcher, hit a 2-run double to put the Dodgers ahead. That knocked out Derek Holland, the Giants starter. Giants bullpen has been superb tonight, starting with Pierce Johnson, an inning and 2/3, Guerin for an inning, Dyson an inning. Now Watson. Bullpen is up to the moment, gone 4 shutout innings. Giants with a 4-run 7th to regain the lead. 6-4 Giants. On the outside corner to Kyle Farmer, who's had 2 hits, 2 singles, hit both of them real hard. He's 2 for 3.
With the changeup and a 1-0 count. Perfect location.
That ball is hit a mile, but hooking foul.
It's a quick bat, middle in. Watson, you can see what he was thinking on the 1-0 pitch. He throws a changeup and just nails the outside corner at the knees. Posey wanted a fastball, and he wanted that thing right in on the hands. Got a little leaky out there, caught a little too much strike zone. And Farmer shows you that he covers middle in well. Set up a back foot slider. Take a look at that 1-1 fastball and watch the quickness to the ball. It had home run distance.
A ball and 2 strikes to Farmer. The pitcher's spot due up next. That is a base hit to left, and it's a 3-hit game for Farmer. Max Muncy had been out in the on-deck circle, but now with a runner aboard, he goes back, and they're going to send up the left-handed hitter, Corey Seager.
Now the Dodgers don't have any option other than left-handers coming off the bench. They started the game with 4 extra men. All of them were left-handed, with the left-handed Derek Holland pitching this, the starting pitcher tonight for the Giants.
The Dodgers going with all of the pitchers. That's a base hit to right field. But only a 4-man bench to start with in terms of non-pitchers. So Seager with a solid single. Farmer to second, and now to the top of the order for Taylor. 6-4. Been kind of a wild night here at AT&T Park, and Posey out to the mound to visit along with Brandon Crawford. in their gloves to prevent any lip reading, any Will Clark style lip reading.
Man, all changed in 1989.
Chris Taylor, the leadoff man, who had such a strong year for the Dodgers last year, such a key man in their run to the National League pennant and a trip to the World Series. He is 0 for 4 tonight, 2 strikeouts. He also flied out deep to center and grounded out to first.
Tough guy to double up. He runs well.
So the Dodgers know a lot about Watson. In the last part of the season and into the October season, he was a Dodger. He was one of them. On the inside corner with a fastball at 93.
You know, but I mean, you can know exactly what a guy throws, but hitting it and knowing what it is, I mean, that can be two different things. Sometimes even if you know it's coming, and that especially is true when you have an unorthodox arm action with a low 3/4 release like Watson. He's just got lazy arm action and he gets on you. He's deceiving when the ball leaves his hands.
2 balls and a strike now. This is the first time that Watson and Taylor have ever faced each other in a game. Austin Barnes, another right-handed hitter, is on deck. That ball is into left field, but off the end of the bat. And
2 outs.
That's out number 2. Gorky Hernandez was ready to come into the dugout, but it was not. It's a good deke, but the umpires actually knew how many outs there were.
Well, I mean, the bad part about it is when Gorky's made the mistake, he lowered his head and he started jogging in. He didn't look at what was happening in front of him. So a good changeup. They get the fly ball out, and nobody could advance on a mistake. That could have cost him 2 increments of 90 feet.
And now Austin Barnes. Barnes is 0 for 2 with 2 walks.
You have a good fastball. Well, when you have a good changeup going like Watson has tonight, that first pitch a lot of times he'll let you see it in an area where you're just going to gauge speed. It's not an area where you can hurt him with it. All he wants to do is establish the speed in your mind, then come back with that changeup, get you off balance like he did with Chris Taylor. And there it was. He could not get it in the strike zone, but he's got a base to play with, and he can pitch to whoever he wants to. And as you said, they know him. Well, he also knows them.
Alexander, the left-hander, Stripling, the right-hander in the LA bullpen. Kike Hernandez, a right-handed hitter, on deck. 2 on, 2 out. A strike call.
Just nibbling corners here, and he has the right to do that with an open base.
Farmer, the runner at second. Seager is the runner at first. Seager, the possible tying run. Strike 2 call.
Backed it up with another fastball. And Barnes is not sitting on a fastball. Perfect location. But that foot got down early and it was looking for something off speed, and it never got there.
2 on, 2 out. And the 2-2 pitch. Clobbered that one, and the new netting protecting much more of the lower deck down the left field line a ways, and that there might be some people who are very happy that it was there on that one.
Yeah, I think the screen just paid for itself right there.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Longoria hugging the foul line deep at third. And he fouled that one back.
It's corner location. He has not made a mistake out in the middle of the strike zone.
He got the leadoff man, Puig, on a pop-up. Farmer singled, and then Seager, the pinch hitter, singled. He got Taylor on a fly ball to left. Now battling it out here with Austin Barnes. 6-4 Giants. And another foul.
Change up. It's a good fight him off right there, and that's a perfect pitch. Again, staying on the corners.
Barnes, who caught Tony Watson many times last year, as the backup Dodger catcher. Farmer from second, Seager from first, ready to go at the crack of the bat with 2 down. 2-2 the count. And out of play.
It's a great battle right here. Now Buster's going to call a timeout. I think he's going to give him a breather here. He may have an idea about what he's seeing behind Barnes. Maybe he senses he's looking for something.
The Giants bullpen also just got busy. The closer, Hunter Strickland, the right-hander, has started to throw. This will be the 9th pitch to Barnes in this battle, and the 22nd pitch of the inning, thrown by Tony Watson. 2 men on, 2 men out.
Ooh. It's a good pitch. That's a pitch that's been called a strike a lot tonight. They sit up in the outside corner. And they didn't get it.
Three and 2. The runners will be off and running with this pitch. There's the spin move. Farmer back to second.
Well, that's the time to do it. 3-2, 2 outs. That's a running situation for anybody on base.
There go the runners. Back to the screen, and it goes on. Ten pitches seen by Austin Barnes, and he'll see at least one more. Farmer and Seager at second and first respectively, ready to take off here. 3 and 2. They go. And there is Gorkys Hernandez.
Now Gorkys.
Longoria, Bell Jackson coming up.
doubleheader. Game 1, 1 p.m. with a pregame live at noon, and Game 2 at 7 p.m. with a pregame live at 6:30. So join us for both games on NBC Sports Bay Area tomorrow.
Giants 6, Dodgers 4. The Dodgers go to their bullpen once again as we start the last half of the 8th inning here at AT&T Park. And there is Scott Alexander, formerly with the Kansas City Royals.
Take a look at the numbers. 17 base runners have gotten on base against him in 9 1/3. He's sinker slider guy, which makes him unique in that you don't see many left-handed sinker slider guys. And he throws that sinker a lot. You see low 90s velocity with it.
Longoria has hit a home run, grounded out to short, and flied out deep to left center. That's a called strike. Longoria and Alexander, both former American leaguers. There's that slider, and it's 2-1. The home run came back in the second inning, Mike.
He takes on center field, which we see him do a lot. And put the Giants on the board, gave him a quick 1-0 lead.
That is going to stay in the ballpark, but get down for a hit. Chuck Peterson gets it back in.
Once again, back-to-back innings where the Giants have gotten that leadoff hitter on base.
Brandon Belt was able to do it in the 7th inning with a bunt, which you'd have to say the Dodgers were caught by surprise because they were not looking for it. They had had opened the door for him to lay down a bunt with the overshift on, and he laid down the bunt and beat it out, and that began a 4-run rally. The Belt is 1 for 3 in the game.
Now you would think with Brandon Belt's quickness, middle in, down around the knees, that this is a good matchup when you're facing a left-handed sinker ball. Because Alexander wants to throw something down around the knees, he's pitching for a ground ball. And as hot as Belt has been, I mean, that's the type of pitch and movement that feeds his strength. 2 pitches, 2 breaking balls.
And as you saw those numbers with Alexander, wildness has been a problem. He's walked 7 in 9 1/3 innings. He's had more walks allowed than he's had strikeouts. He's also thrown a couple of wild pitches. Two and 1. Austin Jackson, a right-handed hitter, is on deck. Brandon Belt hitting .306 for the year. Right up to the moment. Each team with 8 hits. The Giants lead the game 6-4. Longoria back to the bag. Bellinger holding against him. Three and 1 the countdown.
Well, as hot as Belt has been, he's been very patient with the strike zone. Rarely when he's hot does he go out of the strike zone. I mean, rarely when he's cold does he go out of the strike zone. So Alexander's going to have to work to get a strike.
Three and 2.
Now the question is, if you're Bruce Bochy, do you want to start the runner? There's nobody out here, but you're betting on contact, and Belt's been his hottest hitter, and you got a sinker ball out there, and Alexander puts the ball on the ground a lot.
Base hit to center. Longoria stops at second. He was not running with the pitch. So 2 men on. Brandon Belt has a 2-hit game. And now Austin Jackson will come up. 2 men on, nobody out. Jackson, a long look to Ron Wotus, the third base coach, who relays the signs from manager Bruce Bochy. Jackson has grounded out to third, struck out, and hit into a fielder's choice. Although he scored the first of those 4 7th-inning runs after reaching on the fielder's choice.
Well, it was a bunt situation.
That's a foul.
But you do have a left-hand hitter on deck. And in the past, we've seen Bruce Bochy turn a guy loose on the first pitch, and if he doesn't get it done, then he puts a bunt on. But that's if he believes the guy in the batter's box is a good bunter.
Well, Jackson does. He works on his bunting. He's had many sacrifice bunts over the years.
No sign whatsoever of a sacrifice.
Six to 4 Giants. Trying to lengthen their lead. They're set up nicely. 2 men on, nobody out. Crawford on deck. He chased that ball down out of the strike zone twice. 1 away.
Well, there's the sink we're talking about. So with runner second base, nobody out. You're pitching for that strikeout anyway. You pitch for the ground ball early, and if you get an 0-2 on him, try and get him on a strikeout. And indeed, that's what Alexander does. That's a big pitch.
Jackson 0 for 4 tonight. Now Crawford, who homered to right field in the second, struck out in the 5th, and then he walked against Cingrani in the 7th inning. And later in the inning, scored the tying run of the game. One ball, no strikes. 6 runs, 9 hits for the Giants, 4 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. There's nobody at first, and just in time, Bellinger gets, and he's called safe. Now he's called out.
Well, I don't know if Trip Gibson saw the exchange. I think he felt that Alexander may still have the ball. He didn't know that Bellinger had it. Once he found out that Bellinger had the ball, reversed his call. And it was the right call. He was out. He flip. Catch it. He got him.
Man, his spikes came down very close to the Achilles there of Brandon Crawford. And he was able to leave the field. He seemed to be fine. Jorge Hernandez now has one in the dirt. Ball 1. Gorky's knocked in the first of those 4 runs in the 7th inning. Toby Tomlinson is a pinch hitter, doubled home a run, and there was a balk to get a run home. Joe Panik later hit a sacrifice fly. That's how they got the 4 runs home. Giants lead 6-4. They've got 2 down now, and runners at second and third. Nick Hundley, with the pitcher due up next, is out on deck. There's Nick. The Giants, who've had such a hard time in their at-bats with runners in scoring position here in April, tonight have 2 hits in 5 at-bats in those big spots. They have 6 runs on the board. Jorge Hernandez has had 2 hits. He's had one of those RBI hits as well. The other hit was a bunt single. Now the catcher, Grandal, is going to go out to chat with Alexander.
No, I think the message is simply going to be, look, you got an open base here. This guy's been swinging the bat well. He's confident. The Giants could extend this lead and make it a 4-run game. You're going to see Reyes Maranta and not Strickland.
Maranta has just gone down to the bullpen. If it's still a save situation, then surely Strickland, but if not, then Maranta will be ready. Check swing. Did he go? No. Says Trip Gibson. 3-0 to Gorkys Hernandez. And that is a 4-pitch walk. The bases are loaded.
Yeah, that's a respectful job there from Alexander. He got a hot hitter. Open base. Problem is, this is another hot hitter. Hundley's been swinging it well too. So he kind of used his mulligan up.
Nick Hundley, the pinch hitter now. Three men on, 2 men out. Called strike one. Hundley has seen a tiny little bit of Alexander in the past. He's had 2 plate appearances. He doubled in one of them and he walked in the other, for what it's worth. But they have seen each other. Bases loaded, 2 down. 0-2.
Good pitch. I mean, that fastball had movement boring in on Hundley. That really broke a swing down. Total bent elbows through the hack.
Pop up. This could be trouble. Falling. And what a play by Taylor. He robbed him of a hit. Sprinting in and the headlong dive. Wow. And that keeps his Dodgers alive. 2 runs score on that play. And that's if the ball doesn't bounce past him. We go to the 9th. Inning at AT&T Park, and for the Dodgers, the pinch hitter will be Chase Utley to lead off the inning, batting for Kike Hernandez. And there is Hunter Strickland in from the Giants bullpen. And the closer in the absence of Mark Melancon, and has had 5 saves and a 1.64 ERA. The veteran, Chase Utley. Off the fists foul. At 95 miles an hour, looked like it was cutting in on his hands.
Indeed. Good pitch. Perfect. Utley has tormented the Giants the last several years.
.283 average with a home run, and he is 4 for 6 as a pinch hitter. He has been the Dodgers' top pinch hitter.
Well, I mean, he's hard-nosed old pro. I mean, he's smart. Not going to help you.
Jock Peterson on deck. Yasmani Grandal due up third. And then Bellinger fourth if they get somebody on. Yeah, he changed up. 1 and 2.
That's a good pitch. And that has been something that he added this year, but he added with conviction. It was no longer a pitch that he was trying to develop. Two-seam movement. And look at the effect. A good fastball hitter, completely convinced that that was a fastball coming at him, and he was way out front. Fourth was Strickland. It was a two-pitch guy, fastball slider. Now he gives you two types of movement on the fastball slider and that split, and it's a good one.
Ooh. Slider a little bit low.
Just a bit low. And really, with Adrian Johnson strike zone, and we've seen pitches similar to that called tonight. He's a low guy. That didn't miss by much.
Three and 2.
Well, here's where you have to take advantage of the 2-run lead. You got a challenge. He hits it out. You still have a 1-run lead. Got to make him swing the bat.
Strike 3 call.
So the payoff pitch was indeed a challenge fastball, and he just takes out the bottom of the strike zone. This is why that slider just did not miss by a whole bunch. He comes back, he elevates it up maybe an inch, and he sends Utley packing. Big first out. Utley thought it was low.
So a very big call right there. And here is Jock Peterson. Ball 1. Jock Peterson entered the game when Kemp was taken out for the last of the 4th inning. Kemp left with tightness in his left quad. And the splitter is low. 2-0. Peterson has had a single, and he has walked since he came into this game in place of Matt Kemp. Yasmani Grandal has really been the Dodgers' best hitter this year on deck. So Peterson is trying to get aboard for Grandal. And there's a strike at 95 miles an hour.
Taken all the way.
Two balls and a strike. And there's all kinds of room out there. Jackson, 2 down. Two down, bases empty for Grandal.
Strickland just taking advantage of the 2-run lead. Saying here, in this ballpark, smart. As hard as it is to hit home runs, it's in your favor.
Ooh. Looked pretty good.
That's a good pitch.
The slider missing. Ball one. Grandal is flied out to shallow right. Doubled homer run. Grounded out to second and flied out deep to right center. And the changeup for a strike.
That is such growth right there. When you open up with an off-speed pitch and then follow it up with another off-speed. This is a guy that has always thought fastball.
Three infielders stacked up to the right side of second. Strike two.
Perfect location.
And another off-speed pitch. On deck is Bellinger, one of the most powerful hitters in the game. Strickland trying to end it right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Strike 3 called, and he does end it. The Giants take game 1, coming from behind in the 7th inning, 6-4, and quite a night. The Giants bullpen going the last 5 2/3 innings without allowing a run.
Well, a completely different team that the Dodgers have seen, in that this is a Giants team that is confident offensively. That all has happened as they got into San Diego the last road trip, and they really applied it tonight with home runs and with grinding at bats. A nice night for the Giants.
For more on tonight's game, tune into Sportsnet Central Giants Edition on NBC Sports Bay Area right after we sign off. And tune into NBC Sports Bay Area tomorrow for both games of the Giants-Dodgers day-night doubleheader. We'll be back with you here on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network Friday, May the 18th for the Giants and the Rockies from here in San Francisco. For Mike Krukow and Amy Gutierrez, I'm John Miller saying good night from San Francisco.